Tom Taylor and John Timms pit Superman and Jay against an international conspiracy as the two investigate Gamorra's connection to the attack on the Kent farm, running into some familiar faces along the way. Tom Taylor continues his Gamorran mystery as Superman channels his mother's investigative journalism nature to track down some leads and prove Henry Bendix is behind the attack on his family. The issue continues the through line of the series, which is holding those in power accountable, and it's great that John's Superman is doing it in a way that both honors his father's superhero career and his mother's journalist career, and he's tapping into both of them to save the day. More is revealed about Jay Nakamura this issue as well, and his family, with his mother being the former president of Gamorra, long thought dead, but as the end of the issue teases, that might not be the case, so the stakes for John's mission to stop Bendix and save Gamorra have just become even more personal. John Timms' wonderful artwork continues on the series, aided greatly by Hi-Fi's bright colors that make everything really just pop off the page. I really like how John captures so much emotion in his characters' faces, and being the issue was very character focused and relied on these emotions to come through, it was a really important detail and something he knocked out of the park. Superman, Son of Kal-El issue 6 was another satisfying issue that continued the Gamorran conspiracy while focusing on John's character, exploring the influences his parents have had on his life and how he deals with threats in the world. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10. Superman, Son of Kal-El issue 6 heads to Bloodhaven, where a group of masked men approach some homeless people, wondering if they are healthy enough. One of the men's eyes begin glowing as he unleashes his power on the people, making them all fall asleep and allowing his men to take the people, telling them that they will have to do. Later on, one of the people awakens in a shipping container filled with other people, as the long-haired man from before notes how he clearly is a strong one, which is good since he'll need to be. The container is sealed and put on a transport ship heading across the ocean. Elsewhere, Batman apologizes to Lois, who says that Clark has been gone for hours and someone tried to kill his parents, and Batman should know the Kent farm was supposed to be protected and monitored. Batman says they were monitoring it, but the plane used to drop Fault Line was a crop duster, something not unusual for Smallville, and scans registered no weapons on board. He tells her of the woman that they had weaponized and how she is not safe at home anymore, wanting her and the Kents to find somewhere hidden. Lois tells him to get Martha and Jonathan to somewhere safe, but she is going to find out who did this, knowing her and her son aren't hiding. Batman asks where John is, as Superman finds himself to be as nervous as he's ever been, but he knows that he can do this since he is Superman. John goes to visit Jay, who wants to know how he can knock on a window without knocking down the entire building, so John says he does it very carefully. Jay says that he looked after the hero's cape, and John thanks him for it, knowing that earlier he was out of control and he doesn't know what would have happened if he had kept going. Jay knows that a lot of screaming and running would have followed, along with an angry mob. John says he owes Jay dinner as well, since he was invited to one, but it was interrupted by family separation, life-endangering peril, and utter destruction. John leaves to grab them some food, telling Jay to pick any rooftop in the city to eat on. Jay chooses the globe of the Daily Planet, impressed that John flew all the way to New York for their pizza. They talk about Jay living on his own and not having anyone since his mother didn't make it out of Gamorra. John is sorry, wanting to know a bit more about her. Jay explains that when Bendix came to Gamorra, it was all smiles and money and promises, and he used that to win over the people's trust. And it was the last election Gamorra ever had, and his mother, Sarah Nakamura, was the president before Bendix, and she was taken, with Jay not knowing if she's even still alive. He says as soon as Henry was in power, he changed the laws and stripped all of the people's rights away, turning them into a workforce to make superhumans. He says that he was experimented on, being taken apart and put back together by scientists over and over, but when there wasn't enough of him to hold, they couldn't keep him imprisoned, so he was able to just use his powers to fade away from Gamorra. He never thought that Gamorra would have a chance, but having Superman on their side, they can take down Bendix. Jay wants to start in Metropolis by finding who moved Fault Line from the Star Labs facility. The two heroes head to Star Labs, intending on breaking in, with Jay saying that there is a reason he gets the stories he does for the truth, since he's pretty good at getting into locked places. John scans the building, finding out where the security station is as Jay leaps into the building, using his powers to phase right through the doors. Inside, he finds the guards have already been knocked out when he is attacked by Robin, who is surprised that he can't actually hit Jay. Damian knows he'll find a way to though, as Jay reveals himself to be a friend of John Kent. Damian knows that he is John's only friend, and he doesn't have any others as the door behind them clicks open, revealing Lois Lane is also in the building. Jay reveals himself to Lois as Lois knows that both he and Robin are there for John, thinking that's very sweet despite all of the breaking and entering they've done. Robin says that he's got the footage of Fault Line, told to meet them outside. Later on a rooftop, Lois recognizes one of the men in the footage to be James Henderson, a US senator, and Jay recognizes the man next to him as the Gamorrean ambassador, but he doesn't recognize the shadowy third man. He knows that the footage links the Gamorrean and US governments to the attack on the Kent farm and the post-human projects, and this could be the smoking gun they have been looking for. Lois thinks so, but they need to find the ambassador first. John meanwhile notices that Damian has not stopped smiling since he got there. So Damian says that he's impressed that Jay is the head of the truth, telling John that he's on his way to being the world's greatest detective, and he's also John's best friend and quite perceptive, really happy that his friend has found someone to love. John thanks his friend as Lois asks why Robin is grinning, knowing it's a little disconcerting coming from him. Jay says that he checked with the embassy and the Gamorrean ambassador just boarded a ship earlier. Lois knows that once they release the footage, he won't be coming back to the US, so they need to get him to answer for his crimes now. Superman learns which ship he's on, confronting the ambassador, telling him that he doesn't get to sail away from trying to kill the people he loves. Superman can hear the people in the shipping containers below, racing to help them and reassure them that it's going to be okay. The hero is soon hit by a heat blast, which John knows isn't a concern to him, but it is to the people in the container. He's attacked by a group of post-humans, but he easily blows them off the ship with his super breath, tossing them safety rings so they don't drown. Superman is suddenly attacked by the Shadow Man, who makes him feel like he's falling asleep. John doesn't know the range of the man's powers, but he can't engage him. Instead, he races to grab the ambassador, as well as the people who have been kidnapped, and he escapes the area. Superman makes it back to Metropolis, freeing the people and taking the ambassador high into the sky, telling him that the Kent farm was under Justice League protection, and Batman is pissed off thanks to what the man did. John knows that Batman is going to question the man and he will get his answers, but before that happens, Superman has a question for him. Later on, John takes the man to see Jay, who has donned his truth persona, recording a video of the ambassador as Superman demands he tell the truth what he told him before in the sky about the president. Jay wonders what evil Henry Bendix has been up to now, but John knows he isn't talking about that president, but the former one, as it's revealed that Jay's mother Sarah Nakamura is still alive. Elsewhere, the Shadow Man meets with Bendix, apologizing for losing the ambassador and their cargo, telling him that it was Superman and he was too powerful for him to handle. Henry finds that rather frustrating, but he won't be powerful for much longer, and none of the heroes will be, as the Rising is about to begin.